Good day, everyone, and welcome to Grammar Series number 3, Compound Sentence. This is Anthony Vibilian, a licensed professional teacher, and this video is brought you by the English Test Prep providers. So if you haven't watched the Grammar Series number 1 and 2, wherein we talk about the definition of sentence and a simple sentence, I want you to watch the first to establish a good foundation of the sentence. Okay, so if you are someone who is preparing for an English exam and you want to vary your sentence structures because you are graded in terms of grammatical range and accuracy, or if you're someone who are really prodded to learn English as a second language, then this video is right for you. So if you haven't subscribed yet, so I want you to click subscribe to this video and learn more English grammar series brought you by the ETTP. So without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, so in our today's sentence structure lesson, we're going to talk about compound sentence. So what is a compound sentence? As the name implies, compound, it means two sentences or two independent clauses. Now, compound sentence contains two or more independent clauses. Again, a minimum of two independent clauses. And this compound sentence is often joined by a coordinator or semicolon. Remember, in a compound sentence, the words that join sentences are what we called coordinators. And there is a special punctuation mark that you could use to join them as well. And we call them semicolon. It's like a period with a squiggle, a combination of period and a comma. Okay, so going back to the definition of compound sentence, it contains two or more independent clauses. Remember, I taught you in grammar series number 2 that independent clauses or clause is a sentence that can stand alone. It means it has a complete subject and a complete predicate. And in this type of sentence, there are two or more complete sentences, and they are often joined by the coordinators. So let's find out those coordinators that often join the sentence. Here are the examples of the coordinators, and I want you to remember the acronym fanboys. They are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So they are the coordinators in the compound sentence. So they are the words that join the sentence to other sentences. Here are the examples of compound sentences. They studied for an hour and they ate dinner around 9. Now, as you have noticed, we use one of the fanboys or one of the coordinators, and that is and join two independent clauses. To find out, let's read the first one, and let's try to determine if this independent clause conveys one idea or can stand as a sentence. They studied for an hour. What is the subject? They. Studied is the verb. For an hour is a prepositional phrase. Or they is a complete subject. Studied for an hour is a complete predicate. So, these independent clause can stand as a sentence. Let's try to go to the second independent clause. They ate dinner around 9. Okay, they is the subject, ate dinner around 9 is our complete predicate. So it means this is also a complete sentence. So it means they are joined with a coordinator and. So aside from they studied for an hour, they also ate dinner around 9. So we conclude that this sentence is a compound sentence. Second sentence. The store was closed, so he drove around to kill time. You look at this sentence. What do you think is our coordinator? Right, it is so. But so is preceded by a comma. We use so if we are concluding something or if we are providing a result of something. Okay, let's try to read the whole sentence. The store was closed, so he drove around to kill time. The store was closed is a complete sentence. So in effect, the effect of that, so the writer uses so, he drove around to kill time. He drove around to kill time is a complete sentence. So this is a compound sentence. Let's move on to the second one. The third one. Max and Gregor arrived before 9, but it was still too late to enter the show. Okay, as you have noticed, we have one of the fanboys, but preceded by a comma. Max and Gregor is our complete subject. Arrived before 9 is our complete predicate. Thus, this independent clause can stand alone, so this is a complete sentence. But we use the coordinator but. So but is often used if we are contrasting or providing a negative sentence. So Max and Gregor arrived before 9, but it was still too late to enter the show. So the counter argument is it was still too late to enter the show. Alright, so this is also a complete sentence. Here's our last sentence. The house is finally ready to be sold. It was in repair for a year. So, in this case, we did not use, or this sentence does not contain one of the coordinators or one of the fanboys, but rather it uses a semicolon. The house is finally ready to be sold is a complete sentence. It was in repair for a year is also a complete sentence. But what is the function of semicolon here? So, semicolon is often used to put style to your writing. Actually, you could also use the word and. However, to put style to your writing, since they are related, the first sentence and the second sentence is related to each other, instead of using and, you could use semicolon instead. So again, it puts clarity to your writing and it puts style to your writing. But make sure when you use semicolon, this sentence before the semicolon should be a complete sentence. If it is not a complete sentence, it is not semicolon. You should use comma. Another thing to keep in mind when you're using semicolon, it should be related to each other, or the two independent clauses should be related to each other. It cannot be, the house is finally ready to be sold. My mother went home late last night. So my mother went home late last night doesn't tell something about the previously mentioned complete sentence. Alright, moving forward. Now to test your skill, if you really understood what compound sentence is and how to construct a compound sentence, I want you to write down your own compound sentences by describing this picture. You can just write at least one sentence, up to 3 sentences. And I want you to comment those sentences or your own sentences in the comment box below. Okay, let's try to practice. So I have 6 numbers here and I want you to write at least 6 numbers or 6 examples of compound sentences. whether you use the fanboys or the semicolon. Okay, so I want you to pause the video as you will write your own compound sentences. Okay, so now here are the 6 examples of compound sentences. Look at the first and the second. Do you think the first and the second sentences, do you think they are compound sentences? Definitely not. They are simple sentences. Okay? But 3, 4, 5, and 6, they are compound sentences. Let's recap. Today we learned compound sentence. Compound sentence contains 2 or more complete sentences. And compound sentence make use of coordinators, and we remember the coordinators as the fanboys, and a special punctuation mark semicolon. Independent clause, it means it is a sentence that has a complete idea or complete thought. Coordinators, just like what I mentioned, the fanboys. Okay, so do you guys have questions? Or if you have questions, you can just reach us through our Facebook or email us through ieltsfreelancetutors@gmail.com, or you can visit our website at etprepproviders.wixsite.com/Philippines. So if you are looking for ESL trainers or teachers, you can just email us through these websites or through these means. Also, if you are someone who is preparing for IELTS, TOEFL, PTE academic, CELPIP, OET, CAEL test, so if you're looking for someone who can help you prepare for your test, just email us or reach us through Facebook, email, or through our website. And we are really wanting to be part of your journey. Okay, so thank you for watching. I hope you learned, and do not forget to click subscribe to this channel. So English Test Prep Providers. Thank you. See you to our next grammar series, the complex sentence.